Hello friends! This Sunday, our church is having our annual celebration after the second service in the fellowship hall, where we take time to celebrate all that God has done for this church in the year 2023. And we as Christians, we have much to celebrate. Really, each new day is a day to rejoice in what God has given us. And there are many ways we can celebrate, whether that be in prayer or worship or serving. We have holidays based all around celebrating, such as Christmas or Easter. We have special occasions like baptism and communion, all about celebrating what God has done. After all, He has blessed us in many ways. And though rejoicing may not be our immediate reaction to the many things in our lives, especially when there are hard times, it is worthwhile to do, and even we are called to do it. In Luke chapter 15, Jesus tells the parable of the lost son, who takes all of his father's wealth, squanders the inheritance, and then comes back in filth and in shame to his dad. And though his father could have focused on all the money that was wasted or the sinful life his son was living, he instead says this: "Bring the fatted calf and kill it. Let's have a feast and celebrate. For the son of mine was dead and is alive again. He was lost and is found." So they began to celebrate. Now the father could have focused on what all the son had been doing, but he instead chose to celebrate and to give thanks. And if you've been on this earth for many amount of time, then you know that you are like the father. You have experienced the hurt and the pain that this world has to offer. And for many of us, they are not trivial pains. They are real, heartbreaking difficulties. And yet, the Apostle Paul, who is familiar with difficulties, says this in Philippians 4. He says, "Rejoice in the Lord always." Now, this doesn't mean that we have to go around all the time with a big smile on our face and giving yippies and celebration. But it does mean that we do have an attitude of joy in all circumstances. That means in spite of all that life throws at us, we rejoice in what God has given us, both the blessings that we enjoy in life, as well as the ultimate blessing and gift that is Jesus Christ. Max Lucado gives this pondering line. He says, "If you only had tomorrow what you thanked God for today, what would you have?" Friends, in the troubles of life, I encourage us to have that attitude of gratitude and rejoice in celebration as we remember all that God has given us in Christ Jesus.